think we were in a supportive environment from the very beginning. And I wanted to tell you a story about the midwife. Of course, when Julie was born, I think Cindy and the nurses kind of knew immediately that there was an issue, and so they kind of hustled me out of the room to another room, but never having seen a birth before or been in a birth before, I just figured, well, that's probably what they do now, because they're going to minister to my wife and, you know, get everything, and I guess this is what happens. But I sensed there was something not right, because just of the way the medical personnel was reacting and moving around and so forth. So when I was ushered into another room, I really felt a little bit concerned and worried. Finally, the midwife came into the room, and she says to me, "Here, sit down, I need to talk to you." And I said, you know, at that point then I felt everything was confirmed in terms of my worry. I said, "What's the matter? Is there something the matter?" She says, have you ever heard of Down syndrome? And I said, I vaguely, I don't know, what do you, well, and she tried to explain it to me, and I was like, what's, you know, and it was almost, you could just see written all over my face. And she said, she put her hand on my hand, and she said to me, "Look, just remember this. She's going to be fine with you and your wife. She's not going to go to Harvard, but she's going to have a happy life." And I always remember that, and in my processing through that time for me, which was a lot of self-pity, not, you know, a lot of self-pity and why did this happen to me, not thinking of my child, but as I always remembered Cindy, because she was one voice of positiveness, you know, and that always kind of came back to me. And in retrospect now, 30 years, no one could have summed it up more eloquently and simply than she had in the moments following her birth.